seen your Munford cooking show. They will help you make food like a pro. Like a pro.
To another episode of the Junior and Senior Munford Cooking Show. Okay, so this week we thought we'd do something to appeal to our kind of younger audience, or maybe just those with a sweet tooth. So this week, Junior, we are going to be making the legendary chocolate cookie. We're doing a vegan version. So what's the difference between the vegan version and the normal version?
So it's basically the margarine. Sometimes you'd add eggs into cookies.
Okay.
And that's the only difference really, and the chocolate chips obviously.
Okay, so we're using dark chocolate?
That's right,
No milk in it? So it's quite easy. We followed a vegan recipe which we will post, but the only difference is the milk, the chocolate, and also there's no eggs, but you don't really need the eggs anyway. So, ingredients wise, what are we looking at for our audience this week?
So we've got some brown sugar in there, we've got plain flour, we've got bicarbonate of soda to help it rise, a little bit of baking powder, a little bit of milk, chocolate chips. We're using Bourneville today.
Other dark chocolate is available.
And a little bit of vanilla essence for flavouring.
So nothing particularly unusual. We found we're starting to be able to get flour again now, because it was a major problem, but now flour seems to be becoming a little bit more available. We even got some bread flour today. That was a real kind of wonderful high point in my day.
It's a real treat, isn't it?
Yeah. So we're hoping you guys have been enjoying this lovely weather. As hopefully you can see from us too, we have been enjoying the weather a little bit whilst out in the garden. It has been beautifully sunny and very nice indeed. So, okay. Anything else?
I think that's it, let's roll on.
Okay, so we're going to crack on with these cookies. Okay, so here we are making our lovely vegan cookies. Don't have to be vegan, I know I mentioned that before, but we're making vegan ones. So Junior, what's first? What goes into that bowl first?
Okay, so we've got the light brown sugar, light brown soft sugar to be precise, and the caster sugar.
Okay.
And we're going to cream that with the dairy-free margarine.
Margarine in first. I know you've got that giant spoon again, Junior.
Always using the large spoons.
Do you favour that large spoon?
I like a large spoon.
Nice to see that one's not the stained turmeric one either.
And it's a bit different to stirring this. It's kind of, you almost want to sort of crush it together, really. I find it's the best technique.
Blending. There's a blending process happening here, isn't there? Reminds me a little bit of making those breadcrumbs for crumble. Not quite so obviously, because you obviously want a smooth consistency there, don't you? Okay, so that's looking good. One thing I forgot to mention earlier was we made these, I think it was probably about 250 of them with some wonderful helpers from the Burgate School for open evening at the school. Went down a treat and they absolutely loved them, and we had a few vegan visitors, a few vegan parents, always glad to see that, and they absolutely loved them. We gave away about 50 recipes. Beautiful. How's that going, Junior? Are we mixed yet?
Well, we're nearly there.
Nice one. Nearly got that blended. There's a kind of a friction thing happening here, isn't there?
That's right.
The science is taking place in that bowl, isn't it?
So we're making heat by friction here, and the butter's kind of softening up and combining with the sugar.
Beautiful.
It makes almost like a sort of cake mixture like consistency.
Lovely.
Once that's all evenly incorporated, you're ready for the next step, which is sifting the flour,
Sifting flour.
baking powder, bicarbonate of soda, and a pinch of salt.
Okay, so bicarb and baking powder's already in there?
It's already in there. Half teaspoon of each. Just a little pinch of salt, I'd say about half a teaspoon. That will contrast nicely with the chocolate and the sugar. Sort of adds a nice, if anyone's ever had sort of salted caramel chocolate pots, that's where that sort of flavour will come in. Nearly forgot to sift it.
So this sifting business, you know, whenever I do baking, which I must admit isn't very often because I'm not a great baker, I don't really sift very often. You know, what is it all about? Do we really need to be doing that in this day and age?
I mean, You could argue both ways really, but the
There
thing
are
is,
some lumps there, aren't there?
so
There
you
are some lumps.
just push them through with your fingers really, and that's why it's the lumps actually.
Okay,
You don't want those lumps going on in there.
beautiful.
And also you want half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Just use the lid, that'll be perfect.
Nice.
And you want to, just add all that together carefully.
Chuck it about, Junior. Chuck it about. See, the truth's coming out now, really, isn't it? It's that, you know, you have been appearing as if you've been a very tidy, clean as you go chef. But if the truth be known, some of the mess that you create when you're cooking, Junior, I tell you, it's only excused by the wonderful outcomes that you produce.
You gotta just get stuck in there sometimes, don't you, really?
Well, this is it. This is it. So that's still looking a little bit dry there, Junior. What are we missing at this stage?
So we're getting the sort of crumb together here,
Yeah.
and then once we got that, it's a tablespoon of milk just to sort of bring it all together.
Okay, got it. So what sort of milk are we using today, Junior?
We're using coconut milk, but any good dairy-free milk will work. Soya milk, normal milk, nut milks. So that's hazelnut, coconut. I've added a couple because I think it looks particularly dry.
Yeah.
Let's start with one.
So the recommendation is 1 or 2.
1 or 2, yeah. You don't want it to be too moist. It's not cake mixture here. It's a dough.
Looking very good. Look at that dough coming together beautifully. It's a gorgeous colour, I've got to say.
Lovely and golden, isn't it? It's that soft light brown sugar we're using. Be sure to scrape that spoon off. Waste not, want not.
Absolutely.
I think this is the stage where we add the chocolate chips in.
Okay.
So here
Let's clear a bit of space for you here, Junior.
I've cut some chocolate chips already here. I found just today, in fact, that a bread knife is a nice, quick and easy way to do this. It takes a lot of strain off your wrists, that's for sure. So you just kind of saw through it, really. Obviously, if you've got chocolate chips, then that'll be your best bet, really. Just chuck them in there. 200 grams of this. And it's almost, again, it's like that sort of mass grid technique.
Get your chunks nice and even. You can actually see that is a real soaring action going on there, Junior. Still using safe chopping techniques there.
Always.
Tunnel and the claw going in. Look at those beautiful, gorgeous. Look at that beautiful, gorgeous chunks.
A cascade of chocolate chunkiness.
Oh, it's like poetry. Poetry and mixing bowl.
You just want to stir them through.
Very chunky chips. Nice to see a few little bits as well floating about in there, right? Gorgeous.
Now that's all evenly incorporated, we're about ready to portion it out.
Dolloping process, as it's technically known. So we probably should say at this point, if you really wanted to, you could chill that dough, couldn't you? Or if you wanted to go one stage further,
You could even freeze it.
freeze it.
Turn it into a nice sausage,
Yeah.
about the right sort of thickness you want. And you just slice it down with a bread knife again, would
Yeah.
work just about right, into little sort of discs, and you put them out. And they should turn out roughly like those ones you get from the supermarket. Nice and sort of gooey in the middle.
Yeah.
And it's a great technique.
We're not going to do that, are we?
We're not going to do that today. No.
We can't do that because we want to eat these cookies in as quick a time as possible.
As soon as.
But if you really wanted to, freeze them, chill them, anything like that. But today, we haven't got time for all that. We're just going to dollop those out and get them cooked in, aren't we?
Okay, so let's go. We're going for about how many cookies today, Senior?
Well, according to the recipe, I believe it's 12 to 14 cookies should be produced.
And we're going for 2 tablespoons for each dollop. They're going to be quite chunky.
So what's a really important safety point here, Jude, in terms of that cookie's going.
So it's really got to be evenly spaced out. I'm going to go for about 4 on each tray, because you will get some spread on these. In fact, I'm just going to go for 3, ultra safe.
Probably for the best, because they are some chunky looking cookies here, aren't they? Very chunky cookies.
So that's quite a heaped tablespoon I'm doing there.
So when we pop these in the oven, what sort of temperatures are we looking at? Is it like sort of 180 or maybe 160 if you've got a fan oven?
160 if it's a fan oven, that's correct.
Yeah, 180 if you haven't got a fan. And how long are they going in for? About 10 minutes?
I think it's about 10 minutes.
Yep. Okay, there we go.
Probably check at 9. It's important you get your shelves at nice,
evenly spaced.
right at the bottom's not going to be as hot as right at the top. So go for about the middle with both.
Maybe swap them round after you check them after 9 minutes.
That would be wise.
Fantastic. Okay, so cookies in the oven. We'll be back momentarily when those babies are cooked. So here we are, outside in the junior and senior Munford Cooking Show garden. We have our cookies. Now we've got to say that we made some large ones, which was that double?
That was the 2 tablespoons.
2
of,
tablespoons.
mixture.
Yeah, as per the recipe. Now we kind of went for a 1 tablespoon option as well, and they were much easier. So unless you're a real professional kind of cookie maker, I think I would go for a single tablespoon, and much easier to handle. These babies, it's almost like a cookie pizza. You could slice that into triangles, couldn't you, and turn that into a nice pizza. So I think don't do that. I think stick with your 1 tablespoon and you'll find it a whole lot easier. But we have tried them. I've probably still got chocolate around my mouth, actually. And they were extremely lovely. So I think another success from the junior
and senior Munford Cooking Show.
See you next time.
Junior, Senior Munford Cooking Show.